dog, took it upon himself to look up my address and mail me flowers from my dog on Mother's Day. And not only did he send flowers, but the flowers also came with a card. So this is the card, little dog. Okay. Dear Mom, I think about you every day. Can't wait to see you and give you lots of cuddles and kisses. Happy Dog Mom Day. Love, your number one fur baby. P.S. I heard you met this amazing guy who has 2 dogs and lots of room to play. We should sniff that out sometime. I met this man twice. We went on 2 dates. I have maybe spent 4 hours with this person. Hadn't seen him in a week. He'd never been to my apartment. He didn't know where I live, but he found out and sent me flowers. So you guys, be careful out there.
Listen guys, remember, this can all depend on whether the girl finds the guy attractive or not. Because if she does, then this is amazing, he's cute, he's charming, this is the greatest thing ever. But if she doesn't, he's a creep, he's a weirdo. But me personally...
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I've been waiting to get some footage like this. And I'm like now sitting here finally, I'm waiting for a dental appointment. But I'm watching this thinking, fuck it, I think this is the time to do this talk. You know what I mean? Because, you know, in a Mgtow fashion, Mgtow, right? Men going their own way. Which is kind of just like we make videos against women being fucking stupid. And I think Sam there makes a good point. That really her reaction depends on if she's into you at all or not. Because if she is, how could she not see that as like, you know, oh, that's sweet, you know what I mean? I guess because he found out the address and she didn't tell him, I mean, I totally get it, it's a little bit creepy. If a girl did that to me, I guess I'd be a little bit creeped out as well. So I mean, she does have some sort of point, but I think, you know, she should be probably more happy that she met someone that would go to that effort for her, you know what I mean? Because if I was on a date with that bitch, she wouldn't be getting no search up card with me even writing in the card sweetly, you know, PS, what the dude wrote. I think that was very sweet of him. And, you know, I wouldn't be sending no flowers. I don't think I've ever given a girl flowers, even, to be honest. So, I mean, that's a very, very, like, nice act, right? I mean, I totally see that that's a bit creepy, like, looking up someone's house and stuff, but it's not like he came there and did anything weird. You know, he didn't come to the door and do it. I assume he sent the stuff there, put the flowers maybe at the door or something. I mean, I'm assuming, we don't know. But she didn't say, you know, he turned up and he was doing this, that, and that, right? So probably he left them there. And she just came home to flowers and a card. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. No, I'm getting to my point now. This is what I'm talking about, how women are like highly neurotic and why men are walking the other way if they're real men. Because it's just ridiculous. They're getting to the point, because we can't touch them. Because you can't beat women into submission, you know, otherwise you're going to get in trouble and it's just not right, you know. And we shouldn't have to. It shouldn't be anything about that. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, because they're untouchable, they act untouchable. That's the point. I'm not saying go beat on women. I'm saying they act they're too shelled, they're too bubbled. Now we're going into an apocalypse and they're at the height of their bubbling. You know what I mean? They're just in a massive ego bubble. Like, they can just do it. Like the girl that almost ran me over the other day. She was at a pedestrian crossing, and if I kept going, I would have just got cleaned up. She almost got air off the fucking pedestrian crossing. It's like a speed bump at the same time. You can't miss it. At the back of the shops, it's very well known, very obvious. It's not like she made an accident like she said. She's like, oh, it was an accident, you psycho, calling me the psycho. Because I went around the corner and I just followed the car around the corner and started filming. You know, the video I shot the other day, Karen almost runs me over and then admits it. Fucking idiot. And then she's, you know, yelling at me and came after me with the car. Oh, you want to get run over? I said, yeah, go on. And she didn't. Right? It's all bluff, all bullshit. That's my point. We're meant to be in reality, not in bullshit. And ego bubbles, like thinking, here's another example separate, thinking, oh, I'm awesome because I own $1 million house. However, the value of that house in the next market crash could go in half or more. Could lose 70% of its value. You could lose the whole fucking thing. Right, we've seen this before in the great financial crisis. Of course this can happen again because the banks didn't fix shit. And I expect this to happen from 2025 onward. And in fact, it's already happening in China anyway. They're just wiping people out. They lose everything they built up. They got like a 5 million yuan apartment, and all these people are just losing it. Because the market dynamics, right? The recession, the crashing, and the depression. And I'm calling this a greater depression. I think it's already upon us because we see stores closing. Anyway, back to the point. Look, my point is they're getting too like zealous, arrogant, ego bubbled, and out of reality. It's not like that guy, that's why I'm using this as an example, because it's a decent example. It's not like he came and was a weirdo. He didn't come to your door and rape you. You know what I mean? He came with some fucking nice flowers, which we think girls might like, and a cute card. And she's skitzing out like, oh my God, you know, he found my house. I mean, I get it, but really, when you see what he did, like the actions performed when he got the address, who knows how the fuck he got it, but you know what I mean? He's trying to show his interest, and a man is hunting when he's, you know, in interest mode in a woman. So I don't, you know, I don't not understand. I completely do understand like him doing that, because she's on his mind. Maybe he's like looked on the street and thought, I'll give her a nice surprise, and she's taken it as creepy. Look, this is another side point. It's like everything you do creeps these chicks out these days. I've been picking up chicks since I was like fucking 14. Oh, actually, a bit younger, I think. But when we were like 14, I remember me and the boys, we just started nailing girl after girl. Like we just went out every weekend, both nights. We'd party, you know, Friday and Saturday night, every fucking weekend, all the way through, you know, high school. And man, I picked up so many girls. I'm a surfer, right? Olive skin, blue eyes, blonde hair. I dare say that some girls are attracted to me. And that's what reality showed me, that they are. But these days, I see them stare at me. They're attracted. Like I used to just get chicks so easy back then. Now I'm basically the same person. I'm even more mature, actually. You know what I mean? I don't even say as crazy stuff, and I still get more rejections these days, way more, and very, very visibly and feelably more. You know, what I'm saying is it's way harder to pick up chicks these days because of this stuff. Also, there's the thing of, you know, organic portal men being dickheads and ruining the dating game. But what I'm saying is, like, really the summary in the end is the neurosis of women. It's a neurosis. There's the actual problem, right? I mean, we're not going to change men and they're hunting the girl they like. You know what I mean? You're always going to try and show her that you're very interested. So I think what this guy did was, you know, within rules. It wasn't too crazy. You know what I mean? And literally, he didn't show up and rape her. He just gave her some flowers, for fuck's sake. I get her point of view. Women are so scared of everything these days, right? Is everything, oh, the big bad world is so scary. And it's the feminine, secondary feminine matrix, which shows you how organic portals are, because that girl obviously is. But it shows you how they're not even connected to their own reality, right? This is a feminine secondary matrix, and they still fucking so disconnected that, you know, it's not, they're not in reality. They're not in it. Then they don't understand their own world in other ways, in another way to say it. It's an exacerbation and a show of their neurosis. I feel this example. I'm sure there's way better examples out there, but I've just been waiting for something that I could use as an example. I think this is good enough. So yeah, I just wanted to say, like, I find, you know, girls so, like, they're so bubbled. It's a bubble. It's an ego bubble. It's a real problem. Because just like a market bubble, that's why I related it to an economic market bubble, they burst. And shit goes down. People get hurt. You know what I mean? Fine, let them get hurt and let them hurt themselves, but they're hurting everybody else on the way as well. You know what I mean? With their stupidity and neurosis. I mean, this is just over the top. Her reaction is clearly like, she's disgusted that he would dare do such a lovely thing. You know, it's like stupid to even say the words. But that's the truth of the situation. She's literally disgusted he would do such a thoughtful thing. Such a kind, such a sweet thing. Maybe a little bit creepy to her, but man, this is what I'm saying. You girls are going way too far with this creepy shit. And this is like how women are immature. You know what I mean? I feel like women need to grow up because they hang on to stuff. And fear is something that turns off reception of higher light and makes you spiritless. You know, the spirit is higher light, yeah, obviously. I'm always talking about spiritless humans, this and that, right? So this intertwines into these examples where I talk about spiritless humans, because obviously she is. And what I'm saying is not just the bubble part and the ego part, but how they hang on to stuff like it's an emotional hanging on to something. And that's not correct. All logic goes out the window. He liked you. He did something to show that, you know what I mean, that he really was into you. You got yourself your puppy dog that you're fucking looking for, you idiot bitch. You know what I mean? and look at her reaction. So I mean, they don't even know what the fuck they want, man. Remember, man, I've already given examples with my own girlfriends. They don't even... Veronica, I turn up at Uruguay halfway around the world. She says, I don't love you. I don't love her. The first night I get there, I think I was too jet lagged, maybe I was too tired. But she says, oh, you don't love me. The first night I get there, one of the first things she said in her house when we were alone. One of the first things she fucking says to me. After I just travel halfway around the world. If you don't think that that's fucked up, get the fuck off the channel, because that is fucked up. I travel exactly around the world, you know, halfway around the world, from Australia to Uruguay, and she says that, the first thing. Not, oh baby, I love you a lot. Baby, you don't love me. Like, what the fuck, man? These women are gone. And then Pleiadian Mystique, right? Haley. I come back to Australia, I date that girl, she was from high school, I knew her from high school. We weren't really friends or talking or anything. I always thought she was kind of sexy. Thought, all right, yeah, let's go out. You know, I contact her on Facebook and we start talking about spiritual stuff. I'm like, yeah, all right, that's cool, right? We've got a connection based on spiritual stuff. Let's go for it. I ask her out and we go out, and then she starts emotional weird shit. You know what I mean? Like, and they like to punish you for nothing, and oh, it's just weird. You know what I mean? They do just some stupid shit, and it's all emotional. Because, for instance, when we went surfing down south at Cabarita, and I walked her out, it was not a big day. It was like 2 to 3 foot, if that, and it was, you know, it was soft waves. It wasn't even brutal. I'm sure she could have surfed it. I thought she was out there and everything was fine. I'm just busy catching waves. There was a lot of people out there, and all of a sudden she's disappeared. I don't see her. I mean, she could have sat up on the hill, waited till I looked, and then waved me in, and I would have come in because she's waving me in. No, what does she do? She pisses off in her van. Right, we're 4 hours south of my home. That's when I was living on the boat back in the marina, like, you know, like 8 months ago. And what does she do? She disappears in the van, right? She's got a Mercedes Sprinter van, big van. We go for a road trip. She disappears. I don't know why. nothing happened. I walked her out and I started surfing. Oh, maybe she wanted me to hold her hand more, I don't know. But she just has a mental fucking emotional breakdown. I'm sitting there like, I complete my surf. I'm thinking maybe she's gone to get food and come back. I come back, I get out of the water and I go walking up to the car park. She's not there still. I go down to where the car was parked, which was not in, the beach car park right out the front of the surf break. She's not there. And I'm just thinking, where the hell has she gone? So I wait there, I fall asleep on the grass almost. It must have been like an hour. Then I go back to the surf break, sit up on the hill, because you can see me if she's driving past. Because obviously I don't have my phone and have no idea where the fuck she is. And then, Haley comes, back in this, Cabarita car park, if you know it. It's right on the beach. I'm just about to get up, like literally, it was like a minute's difference. I said to myself, I'm going to sit here for like 1 or 2 more minutes, and then I'm going to have to like hitchhike 4 hours north with my surfboard and nothing else. She has all my belongings, right? What the fuck is she thinking? Overnight, like nothing happened. We walked out into the surf and we're going for a lovely surf, and she just nothing happened. I didn't do anything. She didn't say anything. There was no indication of anything was wrong. And then she does this shit, and then she comes back right in the last minute. I'm just about to start walking, literally walking onto the highway with a surfboard and nothing and hitchhiking. I was just about to do that. Think about that shit. It was coming into the night time. I was cold, right? Think about this shit. Most horrible thing. I'm like, how the fuck could you do this to someone? What did I say? I'm thinking, what the hell happened? Because everything was fine before the surf, And so she's disappeared. She's come back just in the nick of time before I was literally just fed up. I mean, this is like an hour and a half, later after the surf. So like 2 hours later. Something like that. It was like 4 or 5 in the afternoon. She comes back into the car park. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't even know if I said anything, because what was there to say? I didn't even know what was going on, and so I didn't even say anything. And we go down to the next break. It's called Hastings, just like 10 minutes down the road. She starts breaking down, crying and shit, like, sorry. I'm like, yeah, well, what the fuck were you doing? I almost laughed, because I was like, what the hell? Like, not narcissistically. It was like a laugh of like disbelief. I wasn't narcissistically about to laugh. I was about to laugh like, what the fuck? Like, surprised and profounded, profundity of this. And I was just, amazed. And yeah, I just wanted to put that in here because I think it's relevant. They need to fucking grow up, man. You've got to get over your emotions and just stick to logic. You know what I mean? I'm talking to women here, in general, because it's ridiculous. You can infinitely emote in a certain direction, infinitely. The fourth dimension allows for the infinite movement in any direction. So you can fear as much as you want. You can emote as much as you want in any way, right? So you've got to get a control of it. Otherwise, you're going to get lost in it. You getting lost in it. See what I'm saying? Anyway, especially if you want to call yourself spiritual, like Pleiadian Mystique, right? Calling yourself fucking spiritual, and you can't even control your emotions. Get out of here. Know what I mean? What the fuck? No wonder all you do on your channel is fucking card readings. Because you haven't really gone what I call parabola. You have to have some serious hardcore meditation on yourself. You know what I mean? And this goes for so many women. Like 99% of women, man. Like all of them. I'd say 100% of women. They can't fucking control their emotions and their fears and all this shit. I never met one. I've picked up girls since I was fucking young. Had plenty. I'm not going to discuss my body count and try and act cool or anything, but I've had plenty of women. I know what I'm talking about. I don't need anyone's validation on this. Nobody needs to comment and go this, that, or the other, because I know. It's not I'm guessing. It's because I've had a large sample population to make my conclusions of. And so that's why I wholeheartedly make these and whole spiritly make these Mgtow videos these days. Because I just see this shit over and over. Like, they're not learning. We're meant to be progressing consciously. You know what I mean? And I don't feel that women are, to be honest. Because they can't pinpoint where it's coming from. It's your emotions, and get a fucking grip of them. You know what I mean? And fear, remember, shuts down higher light. Right? So if you've got fear of every guy creeping on you, you're going to attract creepiness. You will. It's interesting. People don't talk about this stuff enough, you know what I mean? You start to get into the energy of thinking every guy is a creep, like this girl on this video, and look what she's done. She's attracted that. Guarantee that she's attracted that with what she's done here. Sorry, sorry, I got distracted. The screen's turned off. Amazing, it keeps recording. Nice. Anyway, I thought that was a good example. Yeah, my philosophical points are that, you know, women really need to get a grip of their emotions. Like, and this is a conscious act. You have to look at yourself, be able to observe how you're acting every second. Did I just lash out? Well, just stop it. Just stop right then and there. Just stop. You know what I mean? Don't keep whinging. Don't keep crying, this, that, or the other. Don't keep thinking guys are creeps. They're all just creeping. It's our nature to hunt. I can see what he did here. She was on his mind. He was thoroughly attracted to her. And he was showing, look, I'll do stuff for you. I'll just do stuff for you. Look, flowers at your door. I mean, it's a kind and like nice act. And, you know, this is one reason I feel women have ruined dating more than men. I understand men have ruined, you know, organic portals especially have ruined dating, and I understand the mismatch between men and women in general. It's crazy, isn't it? Almost like we're two separate things, like really from different places. But yeah, I just thought this was a decent example to show, and I think women, you know, have gone way too far with the creepy thing. Like, way too far. And they use it like, you know, women, I don't think we get this much anymore, but we did go through a phase there, you know, like 10 years ago, where a lot of women were calling rape when they hadn't been raped, just to get a guy in trouble, right? Illegitimate use of their power as a woman, right? And, you know, many men went into courts and stuff and got told they I've been accused of rape. I remember when I was younger, all I did was watch my friend kiss this girl, and then I got accused somehow of rape. Really weird, because I didn't even touch her. I just was around the corner at a party, this girl's getting kissed by my friend. I think he sort of like just grabbed her and kissed her, but hey, they were kissing for longer than 1 second, so seems she enjoyed it. And then somehow I wound up getting involved, and I remember one of her guy friends comes up to me like, oh, so-and-so said you raped her. I'm like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? And this has happened like, I think 3 times in my life. So this illegitimate use of, you know, women and using bitch men to get to as well is another good example. But just this illegitimate use of this, oh, guy's done this, I'm the victim, you know what I mean? And this chick's doing the same thing. She's acting like some sort of victim. He gave you flowers. Oh, you're a victim of flowers. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck?